I see it. I get it. You know, Lily Savetsky, we should just make a note that she was in the mix in Dallas, like after they let Carrie go and they were Deandra and Lily and Tiffany Moon, and like when they were going to do another season of Dallas, this, you know, just canceled, Lily was there. So that bothers me a little bit that you are kind of a New Yorker and you're flying around to every city to try to get on the show. I know this for a fact. If you look at like, if you look at Deandra's like Instagram and Tiffany's, they were in pictures together. I don't know if she has a house there. I mean, I'm speaking out of turn. She might have property everywhere. Her husband's a plastic surgeon. It just bothers me that you want to be on some franchise. I do think she's on brand. The rumor is they're going to go that, like I said, that 35 to 45, and it's going to be influencers. I think just because you have 1 point something million followers on Instagram doesn't mean the show is going to be a hit. I mean, it's certainly, that's the world we live in. It kind of helps. Paige
By the way,
says that Bravo says that they want this because they find it more aspirational. I'm like, that's such a slight to Jill and Luann.
I know. I thought the same thing. And I thought that's, now again, that is not coming from them directly. So I feel like you can't say that they said that, but that was such a, yeah. I mean, I hope that Luann, they all don't let that get under their skin. Cause I mean, what Luann's done with her music, her cabaret, I mean, all of them, they've really done. And by the way, I mean, it's just aspirational that they stayed on television as long as they stayed on television, especially for women of that certain age. And I don't think people realize, like I see it all the time now here in LA. I mean, what Housewives did for women over the age of 40 is like epic. Like, I mean, it used to be in LA, like once you were 40, your career was dead. I mean, people are thriving here at all ages. And as someone who's moved out here as a producer, we're actively casting men and women of all ages. And that's partially due to, thank you to the success, the enormous success of shows like Housewives.
I agree. And I've said this before. I will tell you where I think the show is going. It's not that I agree. I love Housewives in their 50s and 60s, but I still think when it comes back, it's going to have I believe it's going to have a Hills feeling, a little bit older in New York. I feel that. That's what I feel. I mean, to be honest with you, I think the only person that's on the Housewives in the past that is actually on brand, although she's not going to be part of it. Well, that's not true. I actually think Ebony is on brand, and I think Tinsley is on brand. Those are the two people that, I mean, neither of them I think are going to be on this show. Yeah, but I'm just saying that is the picture that I'm getting. The 35 to 45, you know, Ebony is in media like royalty amongst, she's like hanging out with Bevy Smith and Tinsley is, but I just think they're going to go for that look and feel. And Lily Savetsky, which Page Six says is one of them. I believe it. Like this person you're about to tell us about, I watched her video and I was like, no, she's not right.
Well, she looks like she's deleted this post, but I'd already screen grabbed it thanks to one of our viewers. And it basically just says, you know, several months ago, I got a DM from a casting company for the Real Housewives of New York. I didn't think much of it. I mean, what were the chances? But each interview led to another until I found myself face to face with the executives from Bravo for a final meeting. I was one of the 10 or 11 women left. It was thrilling and stressful and exciting and terrifying. There's so much imposter syndrome to deal with. Who am I? What is interesting about my life? What if I'm on the show and they realize that I'm actually super boring? Well, maybe they ended up because she didn't get cast. In the end, I followed my own advice. Be you. Before each interview, before the meetings and calls, I would say over and over again, just be yourself. And in those moments where my inner voice said, but who are you? I told myself the stories of where I've been and what I've been through. In the end, I wasn't cast. And while it's sad to let go, to say goodbye to that exciting, life-changing possibility, I'm excited to see who was cast and how their stories unfold. So fascinating. I mean, she's since deleted it. So I wonder why. Maybe she was violating a.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, but why are you posting this? I believe, you know, you probably got a call from Bravo to say, take that fucking down immediately. Also, we all find ourselves at different places in different years, but sweetheart, you got to know who you are. That's number one. And yeah, my best advice to anyone that's in the mix for any reality show, you're a casting director, Sarah, just be yourself. It's just like an actor or actress. You're either right for the job or you're not. Trying to be something. We as an audience will discover that. Noella Bergener, RHOC, and we will see it right away, Noella, and we will say, you're trying too hard, Noella, and we will say, you're only going to last one season, Noella. So that is the story of Noella to me. And just be yourself. I really think that's what the audience wants. I do.
They do. And I'll tell you, there's this real push right now in Hollywood for casting to be like, not to be fabricated, to be really real, which, is interesting. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I think just to your point, like you just have to know yourself. And I mean, I think to Kendra's point, like she was herself. And then ultimately, I don't know what the reason was, but they decided there wasn't enough there, which I can't even tell you how many times that happens. Like so many times we talk to people and we're like, oh, you'll be great. And then the further you interview them and get down the line, just you realize maybe there isn't as much there, or they don't, and a lot of times behind the scenes, they're like, well, I don't want to they talk a lot about a person and then they're like, well, I don't want that person to be on the show. I don't want to, expose my kids. I don't want to, so it just depends on what the show is looking for. And then sometimes you're like, not worth it,
I have been in the mix for so many reality shows and gotten so far, really.
Yes, I know.
And a lot of them just are not green lit. They're on the cutting room floor, but I was always myself. And this is why I can't tell you guys how many people DM me. Oh my God. I just had my third, round for New Jersey Housewives. I'm like, listen, I really hope it works out for you. I swear to you, please stop telling me about this. It's like, this means nothing. Please just chill out until you get the contract. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it.
I know. I hear you. So, and it was interesting, but I would say to your point, they must be close. They must be close to having this new cast. And we'll see if it is this so-called aspirational kind of social media savvy, Lizzie Savetsky type, and I mean, my thing always is, are those women relatable? Like, I don't know, I mean, are those, we want to watch Rich, but we like, it's all like in the mix of it though. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, we loved Bethany because Bethany was kind of, Bethany didn't have any money, but she was amongst these women that did. And